Hey, Doug. Well, welcome to Trader Spotlight. How are you?
Thanks. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me here. And every time we have a Trader Spotlight like this, it's exciting. It's exciting to me as instructor to hear about you. And I'm gonna give you the whole floor. Give us a background, who you are, how long have you been with the program, and telling us, about your trading background. Have you had any trading experience prior to joining Stock Navigators? Everything. I want to know everything about you.
All right. So first of all, again, thanks for having me on. I appreciate this chance to kind of show a little bit of who I am and what I've been able to do in this journey. Right. It's never a destination. I think this is a journey for a long time. And but anyways, I was born in South America. My family moved to the United States when I was 17. My dad was a corporate type, not an executive per se, but it was in a corporate position that allowed us to move over here. And I had just graduated high school in Brazil, and I was starting college here. And I always wanted to do something technical, so I went the engineering route. My dad's in electrical engineering. I'm not that technical to go to the electrical engineering level, so I went with industrial engineering and graduated out of school and just kind of followed what everybody had told me to do. Go to school, get good grades, get a couple of internships, go find yourself a nice job and work for so many years, and then you retire. But I was fortunate enough to get a job out of college. I graduated in 2010, so the economy wasn't doing super well yet from the crash. But again, I was fortunate to come out with a job offer, and the first 6 months were kind of cool. You start getting your first paychecks, and you start living life as an adult per se. But soon it got a little bit stale, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of repetitive, and you saw the same things. And I was looking ahead 10, 15 years ahead of me on people that were there for that amount of time. And I was looking at what they were doing. I was like, this isn't that cool anymore. So I was back then looking for other things that could supplement what I was already doing and eventually maybe take me off of the usual cookie cutter corporate career path and take me to a different journey. So fast forward a few years later, this is maybe 2017, 2018. I started getting a bigger interest, growing a bigger interest to the stock market. The crash had already happened; it was already behind us, and the stock market was doing fairly well from what I was understanding. Right, so like any good college kid that kind of self-taught a lot of things, I went on YouTube. Right, that's where most people go when they want to learn something, and that's where I got my first instructions on how to trade. And I think that was a mistake.
Wow.
One.
So your first education of learning how to trade was from YouTube.
Yeah.
It was free, right? It was free.
It was free.
You could just go
free, and
how to day trade, how to swing trade, and you got free education.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the corporate position that I was in back then, I was in engineering on the corporate level, and then at a plant manufacturing level for a large consumer goods company. I couldn't day trade because I was in a work. I was at a plant facility, right? I couldn't have my computer. I wasn't that flexible with my schedule. So the first thing I did was swing trading. So then, well, first of all, I didn't know what swing trading was. So my first search was how to trade when you have a full-time job, and then boom, a bunch of things appear, right? And then you kind of peel the onion and you start looking for different things, and that's how I kind of got started. But it was a couple of years of just being flat. Really, my account didn't change. It didn't go to millions of dollars, obviously, but I didn't lose everything I had. But it was just getting boring. It was getting old quick, right? And
how did that free education take you? I mean, did you learn anything from there? Were you successful with the market, and how long were you doing that for?
So on and off from late 2017 to early 18 until until about the COVID crash.
Oh, wow.
Is
Okay.
when I was on and off doing that. The year, so from 2019 on until the COVID crash, I was doing that very consistently.
Wow. So you had pretty much what, 3 years of experience prior to taking this course?
Correct.
And they were just doing trading on this educations that you learn from YouTube off and on, but you consistently doing it, and you had some maybe ups and downs and success with it. And then what was it, Doug, that makes you go, okay, I need to sign up for a real course? Like this free online education is not doing it for me anymore. Like when was it when you realized it's not enough?
Yeah. So it was just really at a point where I was getting tired of getting tired, right? Of seeing the same non-results from what I was doing into something that I was teaching myself, right? It's almost like you're, I don't know, teaching yourself how to ride a bicycle, right? You need somebody there to help you.
Right.
And the YouTube videos, you can say, oh, the person doing the videos wants to help you. Well, it's not something that I think they don't have a vested interest in, because as long as their videos get views, they're happy, right? So they don't have a community, they don't have interactions with their students, if you call them that, students, right? And the other piece too, and this is what I heard in the course, is on YouTube, you can find bits and pieces of a million things, but putting everything together and understanding that there's a step process on how to do things day in and day out, regardless of what the market looks like. That to me was the phrase that I heard in the introductions of the course that really made me super happy that I was that I joined.
That was so cool when you said it, because I think it was Tom's issues with a lot of different courses. There's just a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and it was just never a comprehensive trading school.
Correct.
Where everything is outlined systematically and there's a structure, there's organizations involved, and making sure that you got to learn A before you move on to B, before you move on to C, right? So, so when you decided I've got to have a real education, what was that decision like to you, Doug, when you're like, oh, wow, I'm about to take the course, things starting to get serious now? Take me through that learning environment. How long did it take you to finish the entire course?
Yeah. So to be honest with you, the taking the course piece, you know, when I put the final let's go, it was a bit of an ego swallowing mode, because I always thought that, you know, I can do this myself. You know, I can learn. I'm a fairly smart guy. I thought I could figure this whole thing by myself. Yeah. You know, after taking a couple of punches on the face, you know, you kind of have to kind of put yourself in a position to submit to a higher education and somebody that's been there to do it. And if I could just preface this too, when I started searching on YouTube about different ways to trade, you got ads coming at you from all sorts of different gurus that, you know, you can come in and, you know, within a month you'll be making, you know, 15 grand a day on the stock market, right? Buy my software and do this. And I'm sure there's value to that in some level, but I didn't want something handed to me, say, hey, just click this button and you make money. I wanted to learn, right? Yeah. And as I was talking to some of the folks in leading to the initiation phase of the course, that's what was made very clear. So that's the main thing that I think it's a major plus with Stock Navigators, is that nobody's going to teach you, nobody's going to give you the trade per se. They're going to show you how to trade, right? And so I started the course, I think it was the beginning of March of this year, of 2022. And I think in about 8 weeks, I was done with the material. And then I jumped into sim trading.
Wow. So 6 to 8 weeks, you finished the course. Then that step-by-step process how was that experience when you first sim trade, of all of the technicals that you learned, right? Was that successful? How was the proof of concept, engineering terms now, right? Right. How did that go to you? Was it ups and downs, or was it
it was still ups and downs, because one of the things that I believe most people overlook when it comes to trading is not the technicals, the indicators, the studies. These are psychology, mindset.
Yeah.
right? So you can have all the same technicals, the same screen as somebody else, looking at the same market on the same day. If one's mindset is right and you're not, it's not going to go very well for you.
So true. So true. And I think we've stressed this on a Q&A call. We stress this on every day. We stress this in our psychology
Yeah.
channel inside of our community. When is it that you realize, Doug, that, okay, the technicals checked, you can prove it to yourself, and you're just battling the psychology lessons now? Was it through Sims trading or was it through live accounts?
So honestly, it was a little bit of both. So I
Okay.
did sim trading for I believe 3 or 4 weeks, and then I thought I was ready to go live, and then I went live, and then I realized that, you know, sim trading is great, but when you actually have your own money on the line, your psychology has to be tweaked a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So one of the major things for me to keep myself in check is I kind of tell myself on what I trade today mostly is, Doug, you really only have maybe 3 or 4 setups a day. You don't need to do more
Yeah.
than that. If you find yourself with more than 4 or 5 trades a day, you may be over trading.
Yeah.
That's what I tell myself at the level I am in right now. Somebody else, you know, you or Tom or all the instructors, you guys may take 6, 7, 8 trades a day. That's fine. I don't know. But for me today, for my psychology to be okay at the end of the day, when market closes, I look at how many trades I made. And even if I'm not to the goal that I'm at, I know it was a good day because I didn't let myself fear out of missing out of the market or revenge trading or whatever you call it, take the best of me. So that was a big thing. When I first went to live from sim, I had to go back to sim for a little bit more. I had to tell myself, okay, I'm going to follow these rules. And once I'm good with them and I'm consistently profitable, I'll go back to live trading again.
So it was you. This is going to be the decision. I'm taking the course, then graduate from the course, then go to simulations, then trade live, then go back in simulations, then go back to live. And it's like technicals check, psychology check. And how long have you been live trading now? Since the beginning of the course?
Well, so from the second time I went live, it's been about a month now.
Awesome.
So it was just after the 4th of July holiday, so a month and a week.
That's awesome. So take me through the course, getting you ready to go live trading a month straight into this now. And you're fairly new too, right? You've been but maybe 4 months or so. What is the one part of the program that you say that is what I signed up for, or that was when I find the success? What part of the program that you believe the most in?
Wow, that's a tough question because there's a lot of things along the way. I call them aha moments, right? So from the very
take me through all of that aha moment when you're like, oh, that's good. That's good.
So from the most foundational pieces of the course, right? Dow theory, which is probably the first thing that we get to learn on a technical level, all the way through you know, Elliott waves and those things. That was another aha moment as I was learning the course. And then towards the end of the course, you have a few videos on putting everything together. And it's some of the live videos that you've made that you put everything together, right? You show your Elliott wave count, you show where your buy zones, your sell zones are, you show everything. And you're doing it live, man. You got skin on the game at the highest level, right? So when I saw that all put together, that was the other aha moment. Then I'm like, okay, this is real. And if I can add to that too,
I guess without going to much more technicals, Doug, where you've got the course and you've got all of this learning opportunity, and you actually see it with your own eyes how the market that you're trading is acting into everything that you learn. And then you got a community that's backing you up pretty much 24/7 when you need help. There's someone else out there that's like getting back to you.
Yeah.
And then taking it to the Q&A call where you've got now instructions from me or from other instructors that's going on. When you have any questions, we meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going through every single questions. What was that is, you know, learning from the theoretical or the resources that is online through your presentations, through your live, simulations, and then through the Q&A call. Do you believe that is almost the perfect combinations into leading someone to success in terms of, I can give you all the books, I can give you all the resources, and without, sort of like that hand holding environment.
Yeah.
I'll show you, I break it down to you, everything that you got going on for your questions or your concern. I do you believe that is a combo package where you got a little bit of resources, you got a little bit of self-study, and you got a little bit of, one-on-one with the instructors when you feel like, okay, I'm actually learning something here?
Absolutely. That was the other big piece, is that it's not a one-way street, right? It's not just, hey, here's the course, good luck, right? The community helps a ton. And I'll be honest, that was one of the things that I thought I was gonna use the least, but that's what I use the most.
Yeah.
So over there, you can see success stories, which I think are great, right? If you have the right mindset, right? Not comparing your trade to someone else's on how much they made on the trade, but what did they see on the chart that you may have missed? And I've took tons of lessons from those. The Q&As, holy cow, man, it's not just a few minutes a week. You guys put hours on those Q&As. They'll go on for 2 hours plus sometimes.
Right.
And there's no question not answered on those Q&As. And that's valuable, right? So somebody that had a little bit of experience like myself can look at some questions and go, well, that's kind of basic for me, but it doesn't matter. Still listen to it, because the instructor may say something, drop a nugget, I'll call it, that you may say, oh, I didn't think of it this way. I didn't see it that way.
Right.
So, even if sometimes I'm not able to be on the live call, but I'm watching them on the recordings, because there's always something that you can learn from those, for sure.
That's awesome. You've been a true student of the game, Doug, and walk me through that last month or maybe a month and a half when you're live trading now. What are you trading, my friend? I'm curious.
Yeah, so I'm on the crude oil futures right now.
Wow. Okay. All right. I love this. So, of all the instruments that you can trade, why crude oil?
So I don't think there's any specific reason, other than as I was applying my theory to the charts, there was a couple of other students that were doing really well with that instrument, and I started studying their trades and looking at the chart, and the chart started making sense to me a whole lot. So that's where I started sim trading. So having success with that, and that's I'm sticking to that.
Perfect. Now with the crude oil, I'm assuming this is the crude oil future.
Correct.
Do you feel that there is a specific concept, or, because a lot of students are like, well, I'm trading the SP 500, I'm trading the NASDAQ, I'm trading the Dow Jones, I'm doing Forex, I'm trading crypto. And now I've talked to a lot of crude oil traders in that side of community right now. And you, for example, did you feel like that course that you took equip you well for the instrument that you're trading right now? We can literally apply the same concept to trade any given chart. That was my take home, where I'm like, when I graduated as a student and I'm going through my day trading, my swing trading, okay, I chose one. Instrument wise, okay, I chose one. But I realized, holy cow, like all these students are going through this. There's crypto traders, there's Forex traders, there's futures traders, there's gold, there's, and then crude oil. You believe that, okay, it's the same concept. I'm learning from the same course you did. Yeah. And we took this on a whole different level with the different instruments that we trade with each and every single day. What would your response to that? Can you apply the course material to trade pretty much any instrument you want?
100%, no doubt about it.
Wow.
If for some reason crude oil ceased to exist tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sweat. I'm just going to go to something else and apply the same concepts. That's fine.
That's so beautiful to hear. And so then walk me through the success of your 1 month so far. What is sort of like your average daily income, or in terms of contracts? Where are you at? Are you micro into this? Are you small sizing into this before you're big? upsizing, or how has your success been so far?
So I did start with the micro.
Okay.
I didn't want to start with a full size contract yet, just because I wanted to get a flavor and a consistency going. Even already being consistent in sim, I didn't want to jump into a full size contract. Yeah, I want going live right at first. So I started with micros, and I believe I was in micro for 2-3 weeks, and then I went to one full size crude oil contract.
You are full size now. Wow. Welcome
Yeah.
to the big game. Okay. So let's say even yesterday or today you said you didn't trade the chart, but walk me through some of this like average daily income. How much is your capital sort of like requirement is, and how much of your like percentage daily income in terms of, let's say, dollar amount or percentage wise, have you
So
experienced and you say, okay, I'm happy with this income?
yeah, absolutely. So crude oil requirements on the platform I use is about $21,000 requirement per contract.
Okay.
And on a daily average, the last couple of weeks been anywhere between $800 to $1,100.
Wow.
Yeah.
So with $20,000 and you're averaging about 800 to 1,000, that's like 5% daily income of that same contract capital size requirement.
Correct.
This is
It's unreal.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
This
unreal.
is amazing. Wow. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
This is going to add into my next question. So I've been trying to follow up with your story. What's next for you then, Doug?
Well, so one of the things that I was talking to my wife about this, and it was kind of a surreal moment, is I realized that I am not completely dependent on my job. I still have a 9 to 5, right? I have a hybrid schedule, so I can trade. I can make my hours work for day trading.
Are you
But
thinking about quitting this job? Is what I'm
eventually
thinking?
it's going to happen for sure.
Wow.
I am. I'll be more than happy to give my job to somebody else, boo. More than.
Wow.
And I was talking to my wife about this. Is now that, and obviously it's like I said, it's a journey, right? I'm going to continue to learn and grow, but I'm at a point where I have acquired a skill that the job does not owe me anymore. Period. If tomorrow I walk in there and they say, "Hey, Doug, we don't need you anymore," I'm going to go, "Thank you." Now I can walk out, be happy, and go live my life. The dream is being full-time at home, day trading, and having enough income and the right finances to support my family. I have 2 little kids, a 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, and I want to see them grow, right? I remember my dad growing up, a lot of times it was either traveling, he was either at work late. So there was a few moments that I remember missing him. And that's definitely not something I want for my kids. So eventually the dream is to go from 1 contract to 2 to 3 and just keep growing finances to the point where I can be a free stay-at-home dad. So
Doug, your story is so important, because I'm listening to you, what you're saying to your dreams right now, and I picture me 3 years ago. Because at the time I had a 2-year-old and I had a 3 to 6 months old. Now my boys are 4 and 2, right? So I'm just pretty much 2 years ahead of you. And I joined the course probably like 3 years ahead of you. But hey, we had almost the same dreams, my friend. And I'm rooting for you, and I can't wait for you to pursue this dream and being that family man that your wife, your kids deserve. And you have no idea how when I hear this story that you just told, I was going through my head and thinking, this is me. This is me like talking to myself, but it's like a different person perspective. It's a different instrument that you're trading with. So Doug, the community is rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. And I can't wait to see future success, what you can bring into this small family of yours. And of course, enjoy the dreams, right? Exactly what you said. Would you rather work for yourself, or would you rather work or depending on someone?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather, spend time with your kids and your family, or slaving into someone else's 9 to 5 or schedule, right? you want to make the call for yourself, or you want to have someone make the call for your family? And I think the answer is clear, right? So I know there's a lot of students out there that are just wondering, is this doable? Or there's a lot of prospects out there, that is thinking, is this the right trading program for me? I mean, we've talked about the course material, we've talked about the community support, we've talked about the Q&A or one-on-one instructions, time with the instructor where you can ask anything that you're curious and have questions about. I do believe at the bottom of my heart, Doug, that once you put your time in, when you're heavily invested in yourself, this is the program for every single trader that won that success for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see your comment and feedback onto that. Of course, I've accomplished this myself, and it's so amazing just to hear someone else is walking the walk right now into this foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Your future looks so good right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much, Doug. And come back and check up on us in about 6 months, maybe 3 months. I'll reach out and see if that 9 to 5 of yours is still in place, or are you be able to walk away from it. Okay.
Not for long, I hope.
All right, Doug. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for making your time. Your story will definitely motivate each other because we have a lot of fellow traders inside of our community.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to spark a lot of positive energy. And I think it's going to spark a lot of confirmations for students that want to take this and have no idea who we are. So thank you so much for your positive feedback here.
Absolutely, man. My pleasure. I hope it helps somebody.
Yeah. Take care, and I'll see you soon.
All right. Good talking to you, man.
All right.